So greetings to you. Greetings. Well, I told you so. Again, I told you so, didn't I? Get your copy of the Prince Ali and the President, a personal account. The Invisible Enemy. Get a copy. Sins of the Lamborghini. Get a copy. Available on Amazon.com. Let me keep it here. All 3 volumes. Amazon.com. I mean, you buy a lot of stuff on Amazon, right? You buy a lot of stuff on Amazon. Buy one of my books on Amazon. The same way you buy other stuff, you order other stuff. Buy a book. It's cheap. Read a copy. Reading is fun to mental. You want your mind to be romanticized. You want to stimulate your mind. You want to foreplay with your mind. Read. Don't watch videos on TikTok. Reading is good. Unfortunately, not unfortunately, fortunately, most of Guyana, the part of Guyana that subscribed to the PPP, supports the PPP, voted for the PPP, as in People's Progressive Party Civic. They are literate. They can read. They went to school. They are still going to school. They are taking advantage of the free education the PPP's regime is offering to Guyanese. That's fortunate. Unfortunately, those who support the PNC and win, show me a leader, and I can assess how dumb you are. So for those who can't read, you need to switch sides. Tabitha Haley, Odessa Primus, fortunately, you can read because you didn't start under the dumb leader that you follow. You had the good days. So read the writing on the wall, and the writing on the wall is telling you, Tabitha Haley and Odessa Primus, to switch. Follow the PPP. Follow the PPP. Welcome to Uncensored Guyana. I am Dr. L. Prasad, your prophet and your precious gift, since everything I say usually comes to pass. Is that what is scary to you, Azradin? Ashardin? Yeah. Ashardin. Is that what's scary to you? Because I'm a prophet, I prophesy and things happen. Oh my gosh, you are afraid of that. Oh my gosh. Oh, yes, Azradin, I prophesy that you will never be president. I prophesy also that you are on your way to enjoy the rest of your miserable life in the most comfortable place that you can possibly fathom, surrounded by the loves of your life, the penises that you so enjoy in federal prison. Don't worry, Daddy will not be embarrassed. Because based on records, based on information, Daddy is also down low. Oh, that rhymed, didn't it? Daddy is also down low. Your idiot brain can't understand what I just said. Let me break it down for you. Your father, Shell Nazar, Crooked Muhammad, might profess with his mouth that he hates black people. But behind the shadows, he don't need Viagra, taking it in his ass. That's the down low I'm talking about. You, on the other hand, you are gay and proud. Azradin, ass, Hardin. Let me switch. But before I switch from you, I also said yesterday, and if you check the timeline, if you follow the timeline, you will see, you will go in front of your mirror. You would stand in front of your mirror, not Azradin, you as in the viewers, the good people of the world, the decent folks. You are going to go in front of your mirror, look at the timeline yesterday, when I said, shortly after my show aired, during which time I said, if you get a statement from Odessa Primus, I didn't say Tabitha Haley, I said Odessa Primus. If you get a statement, a post from her dismissing what is alleged, it is because he really had to pay a lot of money to get her to sell her soul again. What do you know? What do you know? The asshole was watching the show. He's my #1 fan. He made sure he got her to post that post just after I finished airing. Just after. Look at the timeline. Go back and look. Look at the time she posted. Look at the time I was on the air. Yeah. My point exactly. And not even that. Not only that, I also said on many occasions, and I repeated it yesterday, that whenever this fool, F-O-O-L, fool, Azradin Muhammad, is gallivanting around the place in the ghettos trying to look for things to talk about the PPP government and the Ali regime, he's alone. Nobody wants to be with him. They have abandoned him. He's a nuisance. He's a heavy load to carry because they always have to tell him what to say. Send him a text. That's more convenient. Send him a text so he can read it on his phone, record it and edit it. Because he can't do live. What happened today? Tabitha Haley was dragged. He literally grabbed her on the hand and said, you gotta come. You make them talking on social media, the PPP thugs and the PPP this and PPP that. They're coming out and they're saying that, look, Tabitha Haley is never with Azradin when he's going around picking fight with the PPP. Well, Tabitha, you have to come. It is your duty to come. And besides, you're going to tell that guy who thinks he's Indian, who hates his own people, you're going to tell him by your actions coming, you don't have to say anything, just show up. That you see, you're wrong again. Win is strong. Strong. Because look, Tabitha Haley is here. Not only her, Those are the black people, and when they came too. Who do you think you're trying to fool, Azrin Muhammad? You are a joker. You are a joker because why? Besides today, where you forced those people who don't work for you to follow you with your useless adventures, you're not fooling anybody. Your supporters know that you are finished. They know that you have coerced those women, bribed them, begged them, because you can't threaten them. I said it many times. You are afraid of black people. Azrin Mohammed, you are afraid of black people. You have to pay black people to hurt black people. You of yourself, you are a coward. So you had to beg Odessa Primus, beg Tabitha Haley to come with you. Look at their body language. Look at that poor woman. She didn't want to be there. Look at her body language. She didn't want to be there. You forced her to wear the win t-shirt. Come on, man. Elections is over since 2025. It's over. You have those poor black people wearing the same shit. It is not a black thing. Go around the city, check your stores that you have, because you have some stores, right? Go stand at your stores and check to see who's buying the latest brand every day, whether they have money or not. Black people, they don't want to wear the same thing on every occasion. You are forcing those people to wear your stupid t-shirt every occasion. You're making them look like they're broke. I mean, come on. You think parliamentary salary is enough? You made a lot of promises you can't keep. What happened to the salary that you promised them being a member of the party? What happened to that? What, your money is running out? Print new shirts. You already have blue, fine. You think you own it. If I wear blue, your people are thinking that I'm subscribing to you. You invented the color blue. You invented it. It's yours. You have the copyright. Fine. I'll give you that. Print some more shirts, new ones. Keep your logo, keep your tiger, whatever. But take off the other information. Put Henna's face, because she'll be the next leader. Put her face. But don't force that poor woman. Don't you see she's black? She's an attractive woman. She don't want to wear the same thing every time. Come on, man. Pay them. Let them print their own shirt. Pay them the salaries you promised them so they can print their own shirts. You're fucking lowlife. Yes. You're on your way out. No matter how you try to deceive the Guyanese people to think into thinking based on that weak statement that Odessa resigning is the least of the problems. Resigning is the least of the problems. Come on, Odessa. Those are not your words. We know you. We hear you speak before. We read things that you write. That's not you. That's not you. You were under duress. What was it? They will tell something from you and threaten you that if you don't write that stuff how he wants it. Come on, Odessa, you are representing strong black women. Don't quit now. Don't quit now. Don't show signs of weakness. This man is on his way out. It's bye-bye. Gone, baby, fucking gone. Save your energy to deal with his bitch-ass sister. Don't bother with him. Vice President Barbados, is he back from the UK? He's bringing some royalty back with him. He's gone to the motherland to bring royalty back with him, to welcome you and Tabitha, red carpet at Freedom House. You don't got to sign anything. You don't have to swear. You don't have to take an oath. All you have to do is to do yourself a favor once in your life and do what is right for you. Leave, win. They can't do you anything. You ain't getting money anyway. It's time you pay your own rent. Get a house from the government. You get a, come on. I mean, you're a parliamentarian. You should have rent-free housing. You can have access to housing faster. You are a member of parliament. Why you need to suck up to Azruddin and do his biddings? He's a loser. Don't be confused by the illusion of his billions. He is a loser. And look where he hangs out. Look where he hangs out. Nobody in the civilized part of the country wants anything to do with him. He lost the trust of the normal folks in the city. Because he wants attention and nobody's giving it to him, he's going close to home, Venezuela, way in the hinterlands. He wants to feel at home. Maybe if he goes there, he feels close to Cuba also. Lose the bitch. He's a little whiner, a low IQ, down low, stupid person. Azruddin Muhammad. And I don't hate black people. You're dumbass. I don't. You should be lucky. I am one of the persons trying to fight for justice for the good citizens of Guyana. Because if all Guyana is safe, that including the generation that you would leave behind, your family behind, would benefit from my call for Guyana to live according to the law. It doesn't mean I hate black people, but I know you hate them. I know that you and your father, your family, hates, as in the evil hatred for blacks. That I know. So you can't accuse me. Oh, I don't watch that guy's show. Who cares? I don't want you to watch me. Your people are calling me all the time. Now they stopped because they realize that you are fake. They realize your stupid ass is fake. And then you're getting attention. Now, I've also said, right? Months ago, before the elections, the Bajan Prime Minister, Mia Montley, is jealous of Irfan Ali. It's personal for her. Because she's a low IQ individual, it's easy for her to dictate and to apply communist rules over the Bajan people because they're just one kind of people there. Black people, one. So it's easy to treat them how you want. They don't complain. The illusion that the Bajan people are supporting this woman is just an illusion. She came from a line of politicians that built a certain structure in Barbados, which makes it close to impossible for any outsider, any true Bajan patriot to penetrate government. She didn't build anything. She inherited from her daddy and the others when it comes to Bajan politics. But she's the worst of the bloodline. This is not a woman that you should trust. People that you need to trust are people who openly show their family, husband, wife, children. They're connected for a purpose. Normal people you trust. But people like that woman, I said it before, I don't even know how she won the recent elections. I think it was rigged. But like I said, they're all black people, nobody complains. At least not for us to hear. But if you talk to the average Bajan person, the tears, the bitterness, the hopelessness, you're thinking, wow, they're literally eating flying fish every day. It is that difficult over there, that hard. And before she focused on the country that continues to extend help, she's boycotting. Since the Venezuela issue back with Maduro, influencing Caricom to stay together, the black nations staying together. Because to them, Guyana is an Indian country. That's what they have in their heads. When the PNC was there, oh, they spoke out. They stood up. They hugged. They embraced. And for 6 months, when the Granger government tried to rig the elections, where were they? Silent. We cannot interfere with Guyana's sovereignty, Guyana's politics. You know, the Guyanese this. Guyana went to the CCJ, they went to Caricom. Nobody came to help to resolve the problem. Guyana could have been plunged into civil war. None of them offered any diplomatic help. Why? Because for them to do that, it means they had to speak on behalf of the real winner of the 2020 elections, which would have been the PPP, against the PNC, which is identified with them as black. So, not to betray the PNC or the black people, they zipped it. Let them fight their own battles. And when Maduro threatened Guyana, shot at our soldiers, invaded our territory, when he did all of that, and our young president, young government, frantically trying to see how they can pull Caricom together to say, let's stand together. You can see this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. Nobody came to Guyana's rescue. Nobody. In their mind, you have oil. Use your oil money, go to the ICJ. Use your oil money and fight to win. Yeah. Jealousy. Guyana could have been bombed, destroyed, and they sit back and they watched because they don't want to see anything good happening to Guyana, especially not under an assumed Indian government. If it's a black government, all praises to Africa. But in their mind, PPP is Indian. I don't know where in PPP it spells Indian. It says People's Progressive Party. It didn't say Indian Progressive Party. But because it was founded by the founder of Guyana, Cheddi Jagan, and he was robbed, abused, taken advantage of by Forbes, Burnham, and Caricom. To this day, the PPP continues to be discriminated against within Caricom. To this day. That you have a woman like Mia Montley, an unattractive woman. Some say she's a lesbian. I don't know. She hasn't come out and say anything. I don't know if she has a husband. I don't know if she has kids. Not even the Bajan people know that. She is so secretive. Everybody else you can tell. All the other leaders. You know about their family, their relationship, but not her. Not her. What's the secrets about? So what we have, I said, because of how they behaved, not they, she behaved when America wanted to stop the narco trade, the drugs that keeps infiltrating the region, and they bombed a few boats out of the waters. And the great leader of Trinidad and Tobago, Miss Kamala Prasad, the great leader, she came out and she said, I am going to stand with justice, with truth, with Guyana, with the Americans, against the Maduro regime, against drugs, against illegal smuggling. She stood up as a mighty woman, Miss Kamala Prasad. And that made the Bajan Prime Minister look stupid, because she would have preferred all of Caricom boycott Guyana, because America stepped up and said, no, nobody's going to bully this nation. They want to see Guyana destroyed. So what did she do? Condemned the American initiative in the Caribbean Sea, condemned the American taking the dictator Maduro, condemned everything she condemned. To the point where of all of the Caricom so-called leaders, the now dictator of Venezuela, the Maduro right-hand woman, who is still an illegal president, but she wasn't elected, capitalized on that emotion, capitalized on it and said, oh, good, we have one we can use. She hates Guyana. She hates the United States. So we can use her. So the Delcy Rodriguez from Venezuela, the now appointed president who betrayed Maduro, she saw an opportunity. I don't blame her. Capitalize on it. They hate each other. So she capitalized on it. And the Bajan Prime Minister, the shameless, shameless woman, did it again. She threw poop in the face of Guyana and America again. I hope this time Trump really put a stop to her. Sanction the whole fucking island if you have to. She's disrespectful. Disrespectful. Simply because of jealousy. There's no other explanation for that. She's jealous of Guyana, jealous of Ali. The only person who can't see that is Ali himself. He can't seem to see that. He still thinks he could bring Caricom together. President Irfan Ali, you need to stand with Trinidad. Fuck the others. You need to stand with Trinidad. They're the only ones who have your back. You see what continues to happen to Guyana from those other black leaders of Caricom? Now Mia Mottley, look what she did. She signed a deal with the enemy, the arch enemy of Guyana. She wants to continue the legacy of Maduro to annex Essequibo, that bitch of a president she calls herself. Annex Essequibo. Because she's still peddling the same shit. Yeah, in words and in deed. You saw the pin she's wearing? Did you see the pin she's wearing? She's wearing the pin of the redesigned map of Venezuela, which included 1/3 of Guyana, the Essequibo region. That disputed issue that is before the ICJ, that the ICJ ordered Venezuela to step down, to step down. She chose to go on an international mission to enter a trade agreement, a state visit to a Caricom member state whose head office is in the very country she continues to threaten, wants to annex. The president of Venezuela wore the pin of Venezuela, including Essequibo, and was welcomed in Barbados by the Bajan prime minister while she wore that fucking pin. And the Bajan prime minister knew, she understand, the whole world knew they're bullying Guyana. That is an illegal declaration. They have no international right to do that, but yet she accepted the woman with the pin that Essequibo is a part of Venezuela. The president of Barbados accepted the Venezuelan dictator president and signed agreements to work together, trade, to use Barbados as a transit point for shipping slave goods from Venezuela to Africa. Reverse psychology, isn't it? Slave goods, drugs and arms. What else are they going to ship to Africa? What does Venezuela make? What? They're going to ship oil? America controls the oil. So what else are they going to ship? What is it that they make there that they're going to ship to Barbados, and Barbados are going to distribute it to Africa? What? What else? Sardines? Bread? The only thing they make there is drugs, cocaine, guns. And since Africa has an appetite for that, and Mia Motley always talking about Africa and reparations and oh, the African continent. Oh, she loves Africa. I wonder if it's the women or the men. I don't know which one she loves, but the point is, she's the ideal target for Venezuela. You have to bear in mind that this is a woman who frequently visited Guyana, who was treated as royalty by an Indian president, who says, "This is my brother." That hypocrite, that she could do this to a country that stands and supports the initiatives. As a matter of fact, there are only 4 of them in the CCJ: Barbados, Guyana, Belize, and which other one? And her country is a part of the CCJ that looked at the same matter regarding Venezuela wanted to annex Guyana. What message is she sending now? Every corner you try, everywhere you turn, they're enemies, invisible enemies. But she ain't invisible. We know she's an enemy for a long time. Our great Priya Manikchan, Minister of Local Government, made a post. I made a screenshot of it. Priya Manikchan made a post. I'll read the post to you. This is before it was shared about 70 times. When I shared it on my page, it was shared over 100 times. After I shared it on my page, she took it down. After I shared this post, not before I took a screenshot, Priya Manik Chan, whoever controls her page, I think she does it herself, deleted this post I'm going to read after I shared it. Before I shared it, 100 people had already shared it. It wasn't removed then. After I shared it, then it was removed. I'm the devil. Caricom leaders claiming to be our friends and benefiting from that friendship, even as they entertain other friends who are completely disrespecting Guyana by openly claiming 2/3 of my country and sporting that on a visible piece of jewelry, even as that matter is being adjudicated in the ICJ, has me questioning our friendship and principles of these CARICOM leaders. Principle is principle. It shouldn't be cowardly and it shouldn't be convenient. I saw this, I reposted it, and after I reposted it, it was deleted from Priya Manik Chan's page. So I'm offended. I am. Why wasn't it removed when the 100 people posted it? You mean nobody saw it? Only when I reposted it, then somebody called and said, hey, you got to move this post. No, I don't think whoever put her under pressure, whoever told Priya Manik Chan to remove the post is a coward. Whoever it is, I don't give a fuck who you are. If you told Priya Manik Chan to take that post down, you are a coward. You are a coward. She was within her rights as a minister of local government. She stood up for the right and sovereignty of Guyana, justice. She don't need anybody's approval to express her disdain for something like that. What is it, a political suicide? The Bajan Prime Minister was not being politically correct when she openly accommodated an enemy of Guyana, sporting a jewelry that included 2/3 of Guyana's territory on her badge. Oh, she wasn't being politically correct. She was being blatant. Nobody told her not to do that. So why was Priya Manik Chan ordered to remove her post? I repeat, whoever told Priya Manik Chan to delete that post is a coward, whoever it is. I'm not assuming, but I'm throwing it out there. Because the PNC, Ganesh Mahipal, also had something to say, and his post is still there. PNC people had a lot to say. Their posts are still there. Why can't PPP ministers or officials express their disappointments their way? Why can't they do that? Like I said, in light of this, Guyana should take a second look at the arrangements it has with Barbados, because historically, you would know. And like I said, this woman who's president now, Mia Montley, she's been in government for a long time. She grew up in government. Her father, her family, they're all control the system there. So this hatred for Guyana is not a Bajan hatred. It's a Mia Montley's hatred. It's her family, some shit, I don't know what it is, that they have against the nation of Guyana. And what you wouldn't also understand, what you would understand is that most of the Afro-Guyanese in Guyana, their roots are from Barbados. They're kith and kin, very close. Relatives, blood relatives, very close. So you would think Guyana and Barbados would have a better relationship because they're family. They're practically family. I get it. It's a black thing. You know, black people sell out their own family. They hate each other, right? Now you see it. You would think that a nation that is so close, closer than the blacks in Trinidad, the blacks in Barbados and the blacks in Guyana are very, very close. Biologically, blood close. You would think that the Bajan government would know that and say, hey, these are our relatives, our cousins, our brothers in the other side of in Guyana. Let's make sure that we stand with them. But no. Typical black hatred. They stand with some Amerindian people who want to annex Guyana, which will put their blood relatives' lives in danger. She chose to stand with some Amerindians in Venezuela. Not only Amerindians, but Amerindians who were sanctioned, also indicted. Yes, the current president of Venezuela, she has a lot of legal troubles with the Americans. If she screw up a little bit, she would be gone. She'll be a goner. So she's sliming to Donald Trump just so that he don't pull her files. President Donald Trump has that over her head. Indictments. So she gotta dance to the tune. She gotta give everything up to the Americans. Because if she don't, she's a goner. She's also a criminal. She's also one, just like Maduro. And the government that's still there. So the Americans are using that to take control of the oil and the other resources. But let them slip up. Let her. And she'll see what's coming. She knows what's coming. The other woman is waiting to be president. Was it Marina Machado, whatever? She's waiting to be president. She's waiting. The next election, she'll be president. In the meantime, Delcy Rodriguez is getting her footing, destroying bridges while she go along. But what is going to reach Barbados for this stupid move they made? What is going to reach them? The American State Departments are going to announce sanctions against Barbados because Barbados must understand they don't have oil. They have no resources besides flying fish and some beaches. So if they're going to go and fuck things up because she thinks she's invincible, she wants to send a message to Donald Trump and Guyana to say, I can work with whoever I want, good. Well, the Bajan people are going to suffer because the Americans are going to impose sanctions on Barbados. Venezuela is still the enemy to the US. And if you are going to accommodate them in such a disrespectful manner to your Caribbean brother A matter that is against, that is before the ICJ, that ordered them not to do this. And you're going to bring them in your country, flaunting, oh, this is us too. Essequibo belongs to us. And the Americans stand with Guyana's sovereignty. The Bajan people will suffer. Because you politicians, you don't suffer. You already have your money in the Swiss bank. How much places in Africa you bought already? You already have it there, so you can retire with ease. They can protest and get you out, but you don't mind. You can just fly to Africa and enjoy the scenes. Women don't discriminate against each other. It's men they discriminate against. Because if a man don't look a certain way, you better have money. But when a woman takes her clothes off, pussy is pussy. They eat anything. So Africa seemed to be a thing there in Nigeria. The rise of lesbianism in Nigeria, the Christian nation. They profess to be Christian, but yet they practice this thing. You know, that's why this is the reason why they say I hate black people. I can't talk free. You see, folks, what does what I just said has anything to do with hating blacks? What? The Bajan Prime Minister is a black woman. Barbados is a black nation. It's a black nation doing this against Guyana. Africa is considered black. The Amerindian leader of Venezuela wants to make Barbados a transshipment point for Venezuelan goods to be distributed to Africa. How is that me hating Africa saying these things? It is a fact. It's a matter of fact. Barbados should be standing with Guyana. Why? Because they have nothing in common with Venezuela. Nothing. They have everything in common with Guyana. When they have their issues, their hurricanes and all these things, it's Guyana who stands and supports them. They're the ones who always treating Guyanese like shit. Barbados. Always. So how is that hating black people? Me hating black people. I'm stating the facts as they are. President Irfan Ali is always politically correct. Always. He has to tread carefully. But nobody else does. He's the only one. Look at the American president. He don't give a fuck. He says it like it is. He understands his position as president, supreme leader. He's protected by the Constitution. The only person who don't seem to understand that is President Irfan Ali. The Bajan Prime Minister unilaterally do the shit she does because she is the president. But President Irfan Ali has to be Mr. Nice Guy. Think about everybody's needs and their feelings. They're not thinking about yours. They don't care about you. The fact that you are driving Guyana in the directions it's going, you're creating enemies because of the progress Guyana is achieving. If you are taking Guyana towards the position of dirt or poverty, they would love you because then you are their equal. But your policies is good for the country. It's great for the nations. Look at the country. Look at Guyana. Guyana is such a beautiful place that the opposition, the so-called opposition leader, can't find anywhere in the country to criticize. He has to go way in the jungles. where civilization doesn't exist, to complain. Because there's nothing else that he has. Nothing else to complain about. So yes, President Irfan Ali, if the people in your country that you helped, like the Mohammeds who turned opposition leader, how much contracts the Mohammeds got under the Irfan Ali government, 2020, 2023? How much? Hundreds of millions, billions in contracts, roads, infrastructure, you name it, and the Mohammeds benefited from the Irfan Ali government until the Ali government could not have, because of the sanctions and the financial crimes of the Mohammed. The government had to stay within the parameters of the law. Excuse me. They couldn't work with criminal enterprises. But if the Mohammeds did not commit those crimes or were not sanctioned, they would have continued to benefit in contracts like everybody else. But this is what the Mohammeds need to tell the Guyanese people. How much billions in contracts they got on the Irfan Ali compared to what they got from the PNC. A meager. The PNC only compensated them for what they did during the elections. They got no extra from the PNC. But the PPP government helped every contracting firm in Guyana. It kept the bid within the companies of Guyana. It didn't export it like the PNC. Tell the Guyanese that, Azradin. So you're one person who can't complain and shouldn't complain. But yes, you're bitter. You are bitter. Why? Because you can't force the government to break the law to do business with your companies, and you're counting the cost. You're seeing all these other contractors get contracts and you're not getting any. So yes, you're complaining. Oh, pay the contractors. Oh, the PPP this and the PPP that. They took my uncle from me. They corrupted my uncle. See, when it happens on the other side, you see the pain? You corrupted a lot of police officers, a lot of government officials in the PPP, the PNC. You corrupted a lot of them. Now you're crying because the PPP allegedly stole your uncle for some land and some contracts. Compared to what you got acres and acres and acres and acres of land, Azradin, and contracts and contracts and contracts. Your uncle ain't get anything close to what you got from the PPP and the PNC. So you want the little your uncle allegedly got? You want that too? Are you so evil, man? That old man, you're accusing him of taking bribe to sell you out? The man lived with you people. He lived with you. He knows the evil of his brother, Shell. He knows what you and your sister did. So don't blame the PPP for that. Oh yes, everything is Ali's fault. When those children fight in the school, you know, those horny black teen, they fight in the secondary school and exposing each other, that's Ali's fault. When they fight in the other black schools around the country, oh, it's Ali's fault. During 2015, 2020, when they were robbing, stealing, fighting, killing each other, it was Ali's fault too, because he was opposition leader. Either way, Ali can't run from it. Either way is his fault. As of 2023. But from 2024 to 2025, then it's Ali's fault. Before that, you weren't interested in politics. You enjoyed the fame the Guyanese critic gave you for the meager sums of money you bought some drinks and some pizza, whatever it is for the man. The fame that the Guyanese critic gave you, Azradine, you should have been paying that man from the 191 billion. You should have paid that GPL bill that you said the man owes. You should have been paying his rent. Because such a fame you can't buy. The fame that Guyanese critic gave you, Azradine, you couldn't pay for that. That's in the hundreds of millions. The fame was so good and great that look at you today. Your opposition leader. One man made it possible for you. One man. That is Mikel Rodriguez, known as the Guyanese critic. He is your maker. Azradine Mohammed. The Guyanese critic is your fucking maker. You owe your allegiance to him. Unfortunately, even the Guyanese critic can't save you from federal prison. Not Ali, not Jaglio, and not the critic. Can't save you. So these are the three men that you hate. You can carry that on the flight with you. And I'm sure you can have a credit card when you're there. You can buy a book. Buy this one. The 12 Sins of the Lamborghini. You have enough time to read it in prison. And if you can't read, they have a lot of smart black men in prison. You can pay them to read for you with some ass pussy. So, Guyana's sovereignty is my concern, should be your concern. Because of our growth, because of our development, we have attracted unwanted enemies. The best roads, the best infrastructure, the best medical care. Now they have another private eye care hospital. The best of everything. Guyana is now the place where the whole world is looking. They're wondering, is this oil alone? No, it's not. Because before oil, Guyana was on the rise. Long before oil. It stopped for 5 years, 2015, 2020. There was a pause because we had the wrong people in government. But it continued 2020, late in 2020. Then we had COVID. So a few years were taken away. But it continued. And it shall continue. Even after the president is gone, we have another president under the PPP. It shall continue. So I want to say before I leave, I did make a copy the hardcover of this. It was delivered to you, Mr. President, Irfan Ali, to your office of the President. It was my pleasure to have a copy of my book, Prince Ali and the President, Volume 1, delivered to your office with all the information to acknowledge that it was received. However, no acknowledgement. I guess you haven't received it. So I'm saying now, President Irfan Ali, I had a copy of my book delivered to your office If you did not receive the book, please have your people check with their security hot, because it is unprofessional that such a gesture was not acknowledged. I've delivered to many other places, high and low. They all confirmed, I've received a copy of your book. Thank you very much. It was thoughtful, not from your office. And I take that personal. I expect better. I'm not another president, but I used to be a friend. It would have been very thoughtful if somebody from your office, your secretary, even your security guard, pick up the phone and text a message to say, the president received your book. Thank you. You don't have to do it. You don't, President Ali, you don't have to come off your horse to reach out to me. It's not necessary. I don't need it. But at least somebody from the office of the president should have acknowledged, so I know you received it. It's been weeks. I guess they're all too busy. I have to get it off my chest. We're still good. We're still good. Like I said before, 2 terms, nobody can change that. That's an achievement, it's an accomplishment, it's a milestone. I would always be with the PPP. Regardless of how they treat me, I will always stand with the PPP. Because it's not about who leads the PPP, it's about what they stood for. And Chetty Jagan stood for what? The working class and Guyana going places. I'm a Jaganite. Regardless of how the toppers in the PPP treats me, it wouldn't change my support for the PPP. Where else would I go? PNC? Come on. Anyway, I thank you for your attention. Share this live. I want to hear from you in the comment section. And I need to see more likes. I love the likes, you know, the hearts. It does something to me. It really does. Let me get the hearts. Okay? Thank you very much. I love the hearts. Follow me on Facebook, on TikTok, on whatever sites you see me on. Follow me there. Let's make Guyana stable and keep Guyana great. Fuck Venezuela and fuck Barbados. Long live Guyana and long live Donald Trump. Goodbye.